Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective for today. Today is Saturday, May 10th, 2025. You may follow me on the Talk, the Tube, the Lemonade, the Blue Sky Social, the Pinterest, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever does not fit, just leave it on the table for someone else. Don't take on energy that wasn't meant for you. If you don't see it, hear it, feel it, it wasn't meant for you. We're going to use Rare Rebel. And when I was saying the date, I wanted to say March 19th, 2025. I don't know. We got one on the table. 5 on the table. Hold on. Five on the table. 6 on the table. That came out fast. 7 on the table. Let's do 2 more shuffles. 2 more shuffles. I'm going to have a frozen pizza tonight. My oven is here. It's beautiful. I'm so excited. So excited. One more shuffle. Let's set this over here. All right, we got 9 with bottom of the deck. We've got toxic. Listen up. Don't hate, create. For some reason, we keep getting this, y'all. Fire element. It's like somebody's ongoing saga. Maybe it's my saga. It's your saga. I don't know. Crown chakra. Now, sometimes when I pull the cards, like, I'll pull them like this. So, like, when I pulled this card, it came upside down in the reverse. Is it supposed to be in the reverse? Is it not supposed to be? I don't know. But we're going to talk about it. We got 6 of Pentacles. We've got shift your mindset. We've got commitment. Bottom of the deck. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. Fire element, as always, is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So you might be that fire element. You might have it in your chart. Or this, I'm assuming this toxic person is not you. So a couple of things here. This commitment card could be because you have a commitment coming in, okay? Like this could be a fire element coming towards you for a commitment, where you would be asking to shift your mindset with the Six of Pentacles, think in a different way. The situation could go one of two ways, right? Somebody comes in for a commitment, you're interested, you're not interested. And quite honestly, the red light, reverse, upright, again, like which way you going to go? Like, are you getting the red light or are you not? And is that red light self-imposed, you know? If you're not looking for a commitment, if the person coming towards you wants a commitment and you have no interest in them, it would be a red light, right? It would be a self-imposed red light. Like, no thanks. Wish you the best of luck, but no thanks. If you are interested, you could end up manifesting for the green light, right? This is something that you would have to think on. You'd have to use your intuition, meditate, go to God. This could have been a toxic fire element that is now, instead of hating on themselves, right? Because when we're toxic, really, when you're toxic, other people see you as toxic, that's projection. Because really, your toxicity is technically aimed at yourself. Like you loathe yourself, you hate yourself, right? That is just projected to everybody else because you can't admit that you're unhappy with yourself. So this fire element that could be coming in for some type of commitment, toxic, but they're trying to shift their mindset and get out of that. Instead of hating on themselves, they're learning to take care of themselves. They're learning to create. They're learning to move. This could all just be you. You could have toxic traits. God is saying, hey, you got something toxic in your background. Like, why aren't you working on this? You know, you're being asked to don't hate, create. Get rid of that toxicity. Work on it. Again, you could be the fire element. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could be called to work on your crown chakra. Again, with the red light in the reverse or the upright. Are you going to do this? Are you going to work on yourself? With the Six of Pentacles, it can go one of two ways. Shift your mindset. Commit to healing yourself. The only reason why typically I look at the commitment card as a relationship card is because of the two locks. It's like a thing, you know? It symbolizes like a joining, right? But again, it could just be the commitment to oneself, because you have a dual personality. You have your shadow side, you have your light side, right? So same thing. So it's hard for me to say, because for different people, it could be one thing, and for other people, it could be another, right? This also could be, and this is the last part, this is the third option, is you working on your toxic trait, something you need to work on. you're a fire element, you have it in your chart, and you have someone coming towards you for commitment. The thing is someone coming towards you for commitment, it would probably be something, one of those situations where like you're being called to work on something because somebody's coming in for a commitment. And when that person comes in, whatever you need to work on, it needs to not be prevalent in your everyday life to the point where it would affect this commitment. Because otherwise, like God, your angels, your ancestors, your dearly departed loved ones, they wouldn't want to bring that in for you if there's a possibility you're going to fuck it up just because you have something you still need to work on. And don't get me wrong, I mean, we talk about this every day, right? We're always healing. So in my mind, for God to say, okay, we got somebody coming in for you. We got your special person, your forever person. But you have to work on this before I can send you this person. To me, that's a toxic trait. Like that, like there's really something like you really need to work on. And not like a little thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And I hate to throw that out there because I don't want to freak anybody out. I mean, if this reading resonates for you in one of those three options, then it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if you have something like you really need to work on before you get together with another person, then you're going to need to work on it before you can get together with another person. God and I think have been going back and forth for like the last couple months, because maybe even like a year. And I've never really gone into, I don't think I've ever really talked about it that much, like here and there. But I've told you guys, like, I'm perfectly fine being alone. I love being alone. I've been alone on and off for most of my life, technically. The ex-husband was the longest relationship I was ever in. That was 11 years. 7 of those years we were married. Before that, the longest relationship I was in was like 3 or 4 months. And I'm not kidding. So before the ex-husband, like I pretty much was on my own. I never really like settled down or had anything consistent. I wasn't, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but I wasn't jumping from like man to man or woman to woman. That's just not who I was. And I'm a big girl. I've been a big girl since high school. I've always 200 pounds plus. And as I've gotten older, a little bit more, right? I kid you not, when I married the ex-husband, I was probably like 240, 250 pounds, somewhere around there. Yo, when they say you get married and you get comfortable, did I get comfortable? And don't get me wrong, because I feel like the ex-husband got comfortable too, because he gained some weight as well. But when I say I gained weight, I gained like 80 pounds. Yeah. And I would say most of that was probably during the marriage. Maybe a little bit before, maybe a little bit, while we were engaged, kind of thing. But for the most part, yeah, like a lot. We got married in 2015. I started working at my current job in 2019. And when I tell you I started working, I was just talking about this with one of the guys at work. He used to be my boss. He works in another department now. But when I tell you, when I started at my job in 2019, I worked there for 2 weeks and I thought I was going to quit, because I had to run around with a cart and pick items into boxes, and then I had to run over, pack them, put them on the line, start a new order, run around, pick it, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you have to be fast. At the time, we were getting bonuses for how little time it took us. The less time it takes you to do an order, the more orders you can do throughout the day, the better your bonus is going to be. I mean, I ran my little chubby ass off. And after 2 weeks, I think after actually a week, I had told my ex-husband, I said, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I'm killing myself out there. I probably weighed 320 to 330 pounds when I started at my job. And I probably lost about the 20-30, and I probably went down to about 300. And the year that the ex-husband and I separated, which was 2022, I lost about another 40, 50-ish pounds. Now I know I've gained weight back since then, and it's a process, honestly. Right now I'm doing a lot of protein shakes, like one main meal a day during the week. On the weekends, I pretty much eat whatever I want, but like within reason. I don't go crazy. And like this morning, I had a little bagel breakfast sandwich. I went out with my friend. I had a green machine, which probably technically had more calories than the bagel sandwich, but whatever. It was delicious. I had some cottage cheese, a little mandarin orange, and a yogurt with some nuts and seeds for my lunch. And for dinner, I'm going to put in the pizza, and I'm probably not going to eat the whole pizza. Probably not. And that'll probably be my calories for the day. Like I'll probably just hit it. And I try to keep my calories, as accurate as I possibly can. Usually the days throughout the week, I'm usually under like 200 to 300 calories a day, which is good. But I've always struggled with my weight, even as a kid, and I always am. And I would really prefer not to get on drugs to deal with that. Um, I would rather just try and lose it naturally. And I I've had this conversation with God before, if you're not bringing in my person because my person doesn't want me because I'm fat or overweight or chubby or however you want to say it, then fuck them. Fuck them. Because I don't want a soulmate that's going to constantly look at me and be like, yeah, you got to lose another 10 pounds, babe. You got to lose another 15 pounds. Do you think it's wise if you eat that cheeseburger? Like, do you think it's wise if you have that coffee with that creamer? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I, I'm 45 years old. I'm too old to be like, no. Mm-mm. Even when I was married to the ex-husband had diabetes. He's had diabetes since he was like in his late teens, early 20s. So he's had diabetes for like 30 plus years. He was on 4 shots a day, one with each meal, and then one in the evening before bed. Now, when we got together, I got him on like a diet where he cut most of his carbs out, he cut out his sugar, stuff like that. I think for the most part he doesn't really eat anything sugary, not really. His main problem was, I think, the carbs. Like he wasn't paying attention. He didn't care. Um and even now that we're divorced, he pays attention to what he eats. I think he lost like 30 or 40 pounds like since we got divorced. He said when he went on his cruise last year that he gained some of it back. I didn't really notice it. But he said like a couple months ago when the last time we talked that well, a month and a half ago, the last time that we talked, that he had lost like 10 or 15 pounds of what he had gained back. So for the most part, like he still follows his little diet that I, helped him start when we were together. He still follows that for the most part. Um, and hopefully he will continue to do so. Hopefully, him living with his mother, she's a very nice woman. Hopefully she'll be supportive and. But yeah, like I just like I keep thinking about like, okay, so you want me to lose weight so my soulmate can come in because what, a chubby girl isn't good enough for this soulmate? Then fuck them. I don't know what else to say. Fuck them. Here's the thing. My goal, my original goal is to get down to 200 pounds. If I can get down to 200 pounds, I would be ecstatic. I'm still going to be a big girl at 200 pounds, y'all. So in my mind, like really, because I'm not going to starve myself for another person. I'm not going to starve myself for myself. I'm not going to starve myself for another person. So all I'm saying is you might have something you need to work on to bring in this commitment that you're looking for, if this resonates for you. A toxic trait. Like to me, overeating, that is toxic. It has a lot to do with your mental, your emotional, the history of all that for you, childhood trauma, adult trauma, and that's there for me. I know that that's there for me. And there are days that are better than others where, like, I'm not going to lie, at Easter, when I had Easter dinner with my dad, I bought us a little cake from the bakery and he didn't want it and I ended up eating it. I ate a piece a day for 4 days. Was that probably the healthiest thing to do? No. But at the time, it's what I felt like doing. I felt like I needed that little bit of comfort, and so I did. But that doesn't mean that I'm still running out to the grocery store every day to buy a cake, or every 4 days to buy a cake. I don't even eat a lot of sugar most of the time. I pretty much cut out all my sugar. I drink coconut milk unsweetened, for crying out loud. That's what I put in my coffee every day. It's basically black coffee with a little bit of cream. I don't keep cookies in the house. I don't usually keep cake in the house. I have some little ice cream cups. I don't keep a lot of carbs in the house. I still have some frickin' tortillas from Easter when I made enchiladas. I don't even know how they're still good, but they're still good. But yeah, like, that's up to you. What is your toxic trait that you need to work on? And is it worth you doing it to have a commitment with somebody? Because again, like me with my weight, like it is what it is. It's going to go how it goes. It's going to flow. It's going to ebb. You know what I mean? Like it's going to come and go. Like I walk, I don't walk. I work out, I don't work out. I eat good, I don't eat good. Good days, bad days. And it is what it is. The only thing that I'm really committed to for the most part is trying to stay away from sugar. Because I know that, and the carbs, because it's not good for me. I don't want to get diabetes. I don't want to be on medication. I don't want to have to take insulin. Some people just get it when they get older because they get it when they get older. I'm getting older. I don't want that. But as far as my weight is concerned, I'm never going to be okay with losing weight for another person. And I've told him this I don't know how many times. So I'll always work on my weight for me because it's what I want to do, but I'm never going to worry about somebody else thinking I'm overweight. If they think I'm overweight, bye, Felicia. I don't know what else to say. Now, could your toxic trait be something like that? Yeah, sure. Could it be something worse? Could it be something easier to take care of? Sure. That's up for you to decide whether this resonates or not, whether you have something you need to work on before your person can come in. Or again, this could just be, if it resonates for you and this is you and only you, fabulous. I'm just saying, I'm pointing out that there are some toxic traits, that you should work on for yourself and nobody else. And for me to work on my weight, to have my soulmate come in, like, oh, my soulmate doesn't want a fat girl, then I don't want that soulmate. And I've told him that. I've told him that. And I said, I'm not trying to be picky. I'm not trying to be a bee about it. But why would I, you know? I shouldn't have to worry about whether somebody's love for me is going to be based on my weight. Just like they shouldn't have to be worried about my love being based on their penis size, right? Like, I mean, let's just be honest. Let's just throw it all out there. I'm just saying. And on that note, if there is something for you to work on for yourself, do it for yourself. Forget about somebody coming in. Forget about a soulmate or a significant other. Do it for you. Do it for the commitment for yourself. Forget about anybody else. I have a friend at work that I think I've debated about this with some of the other people in our department, because she used to work in our department. She doesn't work in our department anymore. I think she was losing weight before she started where we work, because I don't remember her being like chubby. And she, in the last couple of weeks, she posted pictures of like what she used to look like before she started working out. And I still don't really think that she was that chub. I mean, she wasn't my size. Let me put it like that. She was a little bit thinner. Um, but when I look at those pictures and I look at her now, I'm like, holy shit, she lost quite a bit of weight, I'm sure. Um, but I don't remember her being like that big when she started. And it's funny because she started this journey for herself, and she works out almost every day. She eats right. She's doing really well for herself. She really is. I got to hand it to her. And I even told her a couple times, that not that she cares, but I'm proud of her. She's doing a good job. She's doing a good thing for herself. And it's kind of funny how we do things for ourselves to make ourselves better. And I think in the back of her mind, she's still kind of like reliant on other people's opinions. Like she's still looking for that validation, I guess, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with wanting, a little validation from other people, but and outside sources. But I just hope she recognizes that she's come so far. She's done such a great job, and she's beautiful inside and out. And who gives a fuck what anybody else thinks? I hope she realizes how amazing her journey is, and inspiring to other people, to me, and I'm sure to others, honestly. But yeah, I guess the moral of this is you should work on yourself for yourself, is what I'm saying. I'm gonna leave it there because I've ranted long enough. I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.